Hello everyone, welcome back. So the second part of this chapter is composing the message. So we will be focusing on three things here: choosing powerful and appropriate words, second, creating effective sentences, and third, making mobile messages more effective. So let's discuss the first one first, choosing powerful and appropriate words. Okay, now as you compose your first draft, it says let your creativity flow. Do not try to draft and edit at the same time, or try to make everything perfect. Yeah, so in here, this first time is not always a perfect draft. Okay, there are a lot of times that we need to look through the words, the sentences. We need to edit again and again. Okay, because this is very important, because we'll be drafting a letter and we are sending this to our audience, to our clients, to our customers. So there is a need to compose a first draft and just to keep on editing if there are mistakes. Okay, we need to realize that we can always revise and edit later. So write first and do revision. Now in here, choosing powerful words. How do you choose powerful words? Choosing appropriate words and creating effective sentences can be quite daunting or rather challenging. We have to put ourselves, or you have to put yourselves in your audience shoes. We need to know what they want. Remember in the a few slides before this, we talked about being audience-centered. How do you do this? We need to know what their hopes are, what their wishes are, preferences, and so forth, right? So we need to put ourselves in their shoes to at least anticipate what they might want to read, and this can be very difficult. So so strong words. What are strong words? Strong words are effective. Okay, how do you know they're effective? So by looking at the grammar and the usage. So grammatically correct reading, whether all the grammar are correct and things like that. And usage. Remember we talked about language usage the two slides before this. So being appropriate in the way we use our language is another way of being effective. Correct. Now correct is a little bit detail. We need to have an experience to be able to do things correct, right? So again, I talk about practice, some wise words. You need to just write your letter. If there are mistakes, you edit again and again. So this is experience. So by us having experience in that manner, we're able to judge what is the right word, what is the right sentence, how to replace it, or what kind of specific word to use for that type of letter. Yeah, so strong words, it can be derived from looking at effectiveness and the correctness of the message that we are trying to get to customers. Okay, now crafting effective sentences. So crafting effective sentences. So how do we do this? We emphasize key ideas through sentence style. So wording key ideas. We include full descriptions of important people and events if they are. Yeah, full description for people. For example, if the person is who has a whole status, right? So we need to state their title, the full name, and so forth. So by these are wording key ideas. Yeah, and the next one is placing key ideas. So first thing first, the one at the beginning, it has to be some key ideas, important ideas. End of a sentence is to re-emphasize that, okay, this is the key thoughts in this letter. Now the next one is on creating elements of a paragraph. So how do we craft a paragraph? what does a paragraph contain? So basically, paragraph contains the three basic elements. The first one is a topic sentence, second transition, and third support sentence. So topic sentence, it includes us having to introduce a topic in the first paragraph. Yeah, what is the topic of our letter, of the message? And with that introductory, it also has to show some summary or a general idea what is the letter, the purpose of the letter. So this is gonna be covered in the topic sentence. And transition, connecting ideas, informing readers what lies ahead, provides writing a smoothing flow. So transition, for example, hence or therefore, yeah, these are transitions that connect ideas. It basically alerts us, okay, I'm moving on from the first paragraph to another. Now the third one, supporting sentence. Supporting sentences, it explains, clarify, or even justify the topic sentence. So when we have a topic sentence, we introduce a topic, yeah, so it has to be explained, clarified, okay, and these are called supporting sentence here. So basically the function of a supporting sentence is to support the general idea of the whole paragraph. So basically in a lot of cases, paragraphs are these. It has to contain the three basic elements. It must have a topic sentence, a transition for a smooth flow, and support sentence to justify the idea, what idea is in the letter. Okay, now moving on to the next slide, technique for developing paragraphs. So these are just the some of the common approaches. So we're gonna talk a few out of this. There are 18 here. So the best way to achieve coherence and unity is to use a paragraph, obviously. Now, common approaches. The first one here, illustration pattern. We give examples. In a letter, when we have a topic sentence, right, we try to give examples. And another one is a classification pattern. We show ideas, how ideas is broken into categories. So we can table this up, category 1, category 2, 3, just to break down the idea so that you know, our audience do not get lost in transition, let's say. So cause and effect pattern, you focus on the reason for something. Okay, this is so, therefore this is the reason. Okay, basically. Now the last one, problem and solution pattern, presenting the problem then discussing the solution. So so there is a problem here, and you know, we write about the problem, okay, and then on we present the solution. So these are just common approaches, you know, some technique for developing paragraphs in a letter. So that said, this actually conclude our discussion on composing the message. So just to recap, we talked about choosing powerful and appropriate words and creating effective sentences. Now, this is actually making mobile messages more effective is an additional of discussion in this particular topic, because of the importance of mobile messages these days. So okay, I'm putting this here for discussion. So cell phones are so convenient that they are inconvenience. Okay, do you agree with that? I tend to agree with this. They are so convenient that they tend to be so inconveniencing at times. Now, how do we how do we make mobile messages more effective? Mobile messages is very common these days. Everybody's using it, okay, for personal, for business and things like that. So it is very important to modify your approach when writing for mobile devices, since reading is more difficult on small screens, and consequently users' ability to comprehend is lower when it comes to small screen. Okay, now there are 5 techniques in here that's recommended. The first one is using linear. It says linear organization. What do we mean by linear organization? So we are actually focusing on shorter messages, because a lot of messages these days, a lot of us use cell phones to retrieve messages, right? So linear organization basically means messages that's delivered via a handphone. It has to be friendly, okay, it has to be versatile, flexible, yeah. So the other one is prioritizing information. So which one comes first? When I receive a message, do I want to read the body of the message first, or a headline? Probably headline, right? Okay. Now the third one, use shorter subject lines or headings. Nobody wants to read a very long headline. If I receive a message that has a very long headline, I will just probably throw that in a trash bin. So the need to use shorter subject lines and headings, and so much so because a lot of people these days, we use cell phone to retrieve messages or even to communicate with people. Now the fourth one, write short focused message. So it has to be concise. It must be concise, meaning to say we must know what our subjects of discussions are before we even send the message to our audience. Now the last one is compose shorter paragraphs, not long-winded. Yeah, not a very long one, because because it's like I mentioned earlier on, a lot of us these days, we receive messages in a handphone, small device, tablet, I think it's just a smaller device. So this is also our preference. A lot of people prefer to receive messages like this these days. So the need to compose short paragraphs, not long paragraphs. Yeah. Write shorter or more focused messages and documents, which could mean writing 2 documents, an executive summary for mobile use, and a longer supporting document that can be accessed from a PC for more details. So they need to be able to again, flexible. One message is meant for mobile devices, and another one probably for a PC. Yeah, that's a bit lengthy. Okay, now this is going to be the last slide for this chapter. So this is a video clip on making mobile messages more effective. So there are a lot of people saying, okay, this is the way to make more messages more effective, and while others are saying this way. So we watch this video clip and see what some of them say.